Hi, my name is Sarah Weiss, and this is my research project on Archea. I first learned about Archea at a hydrothermal vent exhibit at a museum in Washington, D.C., and I've been fascinated by them ever since. I think it's amazing that they've discovered an entirely new domain of life right here on this planet. Um, and they were first discovered in the ocean, and they are significant. They make up the base of the hydrothermal vent ecosystem, and they're just found everywhere. So they were first discovered by Jack Corliss in the Alvin submarine in 1977. He was going down to photograph the hydrothermal vents, and what they found down there was a thriving community of life. One's being shown right now on the screen, and they were wondering how could something like this exist so far in the ocean, because most of the seafloor is almost barren of life. Like, what were they eating? And what they discovered was there was this chemosynthesizing bacteria, which means it uses chemical processes and heat to create carbohydrates instead of using the sun's energy. And the primary consumers on up rely on them in these ecosystems for food. A couple years later, Carl Woese was doing RNA sequencing, trying to classify bacteria, and he did this on a methane-producing bacteria. And what he found was it wasn't a bacteria at all; it had a crazy RNA sequence that was actually much closer to Eukarya, which includes the form of life that we are. And that he kind of stumbled into it, and Archea were discovered, and that turned the biology world upside down, and we realized that we didn't know what we thought we knew. Just to go real quick, Eukarya include animals, plants, fungus. That's us, and they have their DNA encased in a nucleus in a membrane. Bacteria do not. They have free-floating RNA, and so do Archea. So they can be found on the seafloor, hydrothermal vents. They can be found under the seafloor, miles under, in magma type environments. They can be found in our stomachs. They produce the methane gas that comes out of a cow's butt. There's even been some found that are almost the size that we could see with the naked eye in mangrove lagoons. Here's an electron microscope view of some Archea. Here's another one. And this square guy is interesting because this one can survive at temperatures over 140 degrees Celsius, which is more than what scientists consider necessary to sterilize lab equipment. They may be the root of all life. This is an example of the tree of life, or like the tree. And then you can see bacteria and Eukarya here with Archea, the three domains. They believe Archea might be largely unchanged from when they first appeared on the Earth, and they may be the root of all life. That is under debate, but there is a lot of evidence for it. And Archea are just this crazy new frontier of research. They're finding them all over the place. They originally thought they were just in extreme environments, that they were only extremophiles, but that's not true. They can be found all over the planet. Their proteins are interesting. There's research being done on that, and just how they survive. And they look like they could give us a lot of insight into how life formed on this planet, because some of the hydrothermal vents actually mimic the conditions that are believed to have been around when life first appeared on this planet. One of the most interesting or significant things that I learned, and I'll show it right here, is that unlike bacteria and Eukarya, which have a phospholipid membrane which encases their cells, and organelles in the case of Eukarya, which is shown up here, Archea do not. They have a different membrane, which is shown here, and it's believed that that membrane is more versatile and what allows them to survive in extremely salty, extremely hot environments, and allows them to be so versatile. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments section. I had a lot of fun, and it was very interesting, and I loved having the opportunity to do this research project. And yes, thank you, and there it is.